Hello, hello, hello. My name is Sarah, and thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing the visual podcast. And Sarah appeared. And on this episode, we are going through my deep dive of my dark night of the soul, my twilight moment. Twilight was a word that popped up in my system over the summer, and the Holy Spirit of Jesus was letting me know that twilight is the dusk hour where it is dark enough to where night is on the horizon, but because the sun is setting, you still have the sun that is out and it's light enough to be able to see your way through the darkness. And that is a lot of the times when we're going through like the winter or the seasonal depression months, like we tend to experience a twilight moment. And so for me, it's important to stay plugged into the Spirit of Christ. It's important for me to stay prayed up. It's important for me to stay in my word, because one thing that Jesus let me know was you are suffering from soul loss. So a lot of people may not be familiar, but the reason why things are not being pieced together, and the reason why I'm having symptoms that I'm having, and certain outbursts that I've been experiencing, there is an imbalance, but the imbalance is in my soul. The imbalance is part of my soul is fragmented, meaning it's not with me. That's due to trauma. That's also due to extreme self-preservation and building up, I guess you would say, walls, or guarding myself um, to the point where I have not allowed anything to come in, or I have not been able to receive. That is because I've had a tight grip on trying to control everything that has been happening to me, because I felt during my younger years, going through different types of trauma, that I didn't have control. And I've been doing this subconsciously without realizing it. In fact, in prayer today was the first time that I saw my soul. My soul was emaciated, malnutrition. It looked like my soul It just looked like my soul was perishing. It looked like my soul was dying. And I thought I had been seeing my soul, when in actuality I was seeing my spirit. But today I saw my soul. And Jesus is so good, because I've never been able to I haven't seen my soul in a long time. So if my soul looks like that, then I know that there's a lot of brokenness, but this is the cusp of getting out of that brokenness, because I am finally able to see, that's unhealthy. Now there's healing that can be done, and I'm able to trust myself to be healed. I'm able to let go of control. You see, Jesus was letting me know in prayer that there was like three aspects of love that I had to be able to accept in stages. And so this year I've been able to accept the love of the Father, and it's still a growing relationship, but beforehand I didn't feel like I was worthy of God's love. And I think I was talking about how I was going through the motions of performing for God's love, and it was through the spirit of religion and the spirit of pride, where I just felt like I had to do certain works in order to have what I needed from God. And it was like, no, you don't. You're good the way you are. And I never knew or understood that concept. And it was like, how could you not know that concept? Well, different people in different sects of Christianity have different ways and backgrounds and styles of presenting who Christ is. And I'm coming to the conclusion that the Jesus I grew up with is a false Jesus, and not the same Jesus that I am experiencing right now. everything that I've known has been a lie. The Jesus that I know right now is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit is so much greater, so much better than what I grew up with. I grew up underneath a lot of legalism, and I thought that I was out of it because I was rebelling against the legalism, but it was a lot of it had taken away particles of my soul that were essential to allowing God in, and allowing him to be able to love me in the way that I needed to be loved. And I realized that this year, giving my life back to Christ, that, oh, not only do you not know him like how you need to know him, but you don't love him like how you need to love him, but that's because you're not allowing him to love you like how you need to allow him to love you. There was a blockage. In my spirit, I worshiped God, but in my soul, I ran from him. And the reason why is because if this does not work out, I am going to be shattered, because the foundation of what I was raised on and the very thing that my soul, that my spirit knows to be true, if it's not real, if it doesn't work out, then I'm going to lose my entire mind, and then I'm not going to have a reason to live. And God had to do a real intervention in me, because it was like, you are doing this backwards. You are trying to perform for my love when in actuality, you're pushing me away. I don't need you to do that. What I need you to do is just accept me the way that you are. And you're not beyond reproach or repair. Your soul is just in pieces. It's in fragments. There's a little bit of you over here. There's a little bit of you over here. You're broken. You're actually shattered. But it's okay, because I serve a God who is an artist, and he specializes in mosaics. So my soul was shattered, and here I was, knowing that there was these pieces that were out here, these particles, but I couldn't see them. I couldn't see what was going on. I thought, something is wrong, but I don't know what. There's a void. When I realized that, and I'm sorry, I actually had an article up that I was reading about what was going on with me, and it jumped off, and something else came in, and I understand it. I totally understand it. Christ is important, and it is so important to have Christ, because who he is so beautiful, and what he can do with that brokenness is amazing. But a lot of the times the enemy will infiltrate the bride, the mind, the society, and the culture to pervert Christ's image, and will have even the very elect of believers, even people who have been professing to love God and be Christians, myself, to operate in an antichrist spirit. Everything that I operated in was Luciferian and antichrist. I'm not ashamed to admit that. because I want someone else to be able to know that you don't have to live with particles of your soul being blown out. And I know that we are supposed to submit our soul to our spirit, but that doesn't mean that the nourishment of our soul does not matter. So I'm here neglecting my soul because I'm like, my soul is evil. But no, my soul is not evil. My soul has been pushing out God. My soul's been pushing Jesus out of the picture. My soul has been saying, don't look at me. Something's wrong with me. I'm broken. And Jesus has been standing at the door knocking, like in Revelations 3:19, saying, I'm, everyone that I love, I chastise it. I chastise and, I rebuke. And, he was letting me know, like, I love you. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't be rebuking you. I wouldn't be chastising you, but I get you. I totally get you. You're fragmented and you're all over the place because of things that have happened to you and things that you've also done to yourself. You started eating your flesh. You started eating yourself. Your soul has started to eat itself and eat away at itself. It's not enough that you're fragmented, but now you're devouring yourself, which is where the sabotage was coming from. So in the next installment, we're going to go into the some of the scriptures that correlate with some of the fragmentation that has been happening, and what's happening now that I've had this grand epiphany of I've had loss of my soul, and now Jesus is bringing it back together. Bye for now.